Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the KSPN TV Sports Center. My name is Dino and I am your host for today. And we have expanded into showing you guys the results and standings for the Channel League sports, including baseball, softball, and boys volleyball. So we hope you guys enjoy. We are going to have 4 separate videos covering all 4 leagues here in Ventura County, featuring 26 schools. We have started with high school sports. This content we are sure you and other community members are interested in. Our goal is to expand into all Ventura County schools, which is what we are doing right now, as KSPN TV was the original sports and weather channel covering Ventura County. We also want to thank our sponsor, Pizza Man Dan, for his continued support. Now let's get in with the games here. Like we said, it's going to be the Channel League, and we're going to start off with boys baseball. As usual, we are going to start with what happened last week, which was the recent results, as we are going to see now. As we said here, spring baseball, and these are games that happened last week. We had one tournament game, which was Oxnard against Skyline. They won 3-1. Then we have Ventura against Santa Paula, which was a non-conference game. Ventura won this 4-2 after having all 4 runs in the third and fourth inning. Now we have Walnut against San Marcos in a high-scoring game in which Walnut won 12-8. And St. Bonaventure against Blaine. I'm guessing that it is a rivalry game considering they're both teams in Ventura. It was a non-conference game, but St. Bonaventure got the win 10-2 after an 8-run sixth inning. Now let's go into the standings. Here we have Santa Barbara in first place with a 7-1 record, 5-game win streak. Second place, Ventura with a 6-2 record. San Marcos 5-2-1. Rio Mesa is 5-3. Pacifica 3-5. Dos Pueblos 2-5-1. Oxnard just behind with a 2-6 record, and Buena is in last place with a 1-7 record. Now let's go into what's coming up this week. We have Ventura at Rio Mesa. Ventura has a little bit of a better record and they have a 3-game win streak, but we'll see what happens. This game will be on Tuesday, just like the rest of them. Which we have Oxnard against Dos Pueblos. They have the similar record, so that one is going to be very interesting. Then we have Buena at Pacifica, 2 teams that are under the 500 threshold. So we'll see what happens there. And Santa Barbara against San Marcos. So now let's go into girls softball. It's been very interesting so far. And we have here Oak Park against Pacifica. Oak Park won this game 11-1. San Marcos and Louisville also played again, and San Marcos had a tournament. Fortunately, we don't have the results for that. But now let's go into the standings. In the Channel League, they are Oxnard is in first place with an 8-0 record. They are on a 2-game losing streak, but that is obviously because those were non-conference games. Then we have Rio Mesa and with a 6-1 record. Dos Pueblos 6-2. San Marcos is 5-3. Ventura 4-4. Buena 2-6. Santa Barbara, they're 0-7 in league, but they're on a 2-game winning streak. So that's the opposite of Oxnard. And then we have Pacific on last place with an 0-8 record. Now let's go into the next coming games here, in which we have San Marcos against Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara starting to get some wins though with the 2-game win streak against a San Marcos team that has been good all season long. And we have Rio Mesa at Ventura. Rio Mesa heavy favorites. Then Pacifica at Buena, 2 teams that have been struggling a little bit. And then we have Dos Pueblos at Oxnard. Now, let's go into boys volleyball. And then here we have Carpenter Rio winning 3-0 against Pacifica. Then we have Thousand Oaks against Oxnard. Oxnard was able to get 1 set, but that was not enough, and Thousand Oaks won 3 of them. Then San Marcos also swept with the 3-0 against Quartz Hill, and that is the same for Dos Pueblos against San Luis Obispo. So now let's go into the standings for this here. Santa Barbara in first place with a 5-0 record. San Marcos is 6-1, but they actually have a 14-game winning streak, which is really, really nice of them. And they have 23-2 overall, which means they've had an amazing season. Then we have Dos Pueblos 5-2. Rio Mesa is 4-3. Then we have Oxnard 3-4. Buena 2-4. Ventura 1-6. We have a 3-game winning streak. Maybe they're starting to start turning around. And then we have Pacifico with an 0-6 record. Now let's go into what's coming up for these teams. Oxnard against Ventura. Oxnard 13-14, Ventura 6-11. Oxnard looking to get even with even wins and losses here. And then Dos Pueblos at San Marcos. Dos Pueblos has a really, really good record, but not as good as San Marcos overall. So this is going to be a really, really good matchup that we'll see. Then Santa Barbara against Real Mesa. Real Mesa team that's also been really good this season. So yeah, this actually concludes this episode for the Channel League. Once again, if you want to see the other leagues, we're going to have separate videos. So once you guys finish this one, you guys can go to the next one. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the KSPN TV Sports Center. My name is Iborio Dino, and we are out.